Hurricane Dorian still has the Bahamas in its grips, and it's already blamed for one death there. The storm's next stop, Florida. Dorian has weakened slightly, moving down from a Category 5 to a Category 4. But the state governor is urging people to heed the mandatory evacuation orders in effect in 9 counties.
People need to remain vigilant. If you're ordered to evacuate, you need to do that from Palm Beach County all the way up to Nassau. The Florida-Georgia border, all those coastal counties have issued evacuation orders, and it's important that residents heed those calls.
I'm devastated.
Dorian hit the Bahamas yesterday with ferocious winds that approached 300 kilometers an hour. Heavy rain and 8-meter storm surge has created flooding. That's expectedly bad in low-lying areas. As the Bahamas gets lashed, here's a look at just how soon Florida can expect to be in the eye of that storm. You can see, as we mentioned, the hurricane has now been downgraded just slightly, though, to a Category 4. It's still expected to be packing dangerous winds well over 200 kilometers an hour when it hits the U.S. mainland early tomorrow morning. We're going to keep an eye on that for you. Already, Dorian's outer bands are being felt in southeast Florida. That's where CBC's David Common is. He's in West Palm Beach. So, David, tell us what the preps are like. I can see behind you they've already boarded up that building.
Yeah, indeed, this entire neighborhood, Hannah, has got plywood up on all of the windows, many of the doors, and that really is critical if you're going to stay in your home, to be able to protect those windows, to protect against water that might come in. Understand that we're actually about 10 kilometers off the coastline, and yet there is still a danger here. When you talk about a Category 4 storm, that packs an incredible punch, could bring down a lot of the trees, certainly bring down a lot of the electrical wires. And so just down the road, there are thousands of power utility vehicles on standby, 16,000 power workers that have been brought in, staged in a particular area, waiting for Dorian to move in through Florida and then out so they can come back and restore power. What we understand, particularly with this, is that there is a danger, and so as a result, many people are being ordered out of their homes, particularly if they're on the barrier islands, those islands that are going to take the brunt of this storm, but before it makes its turn northwards in the Atlantic. Those communities have been told you have to get out. If you are going to stay, then it's completely on your own. The police aren't going to be able to come and help you. The fire department isn't going to be able to come and help you. And we really are in those final moments. Many of the stores around here have now shut down. We see that gas stations have run dry. Many gas stations have run dry. You can't go to the store anymore. Most of them are closed, but if you do, they don't have dry goods. They don't have gas cans. They don't have the things that you would need. If you aren't prepared yet, in many ways, it is now too late, because we're going to begin to see a little bit of rain now starting here. We get it in bands. You know, sometimes it can be a beautiful Florida day and then pounding rain. It's these bands, these waves that come in, and so the wind could pick up. This could last 5 minutes and then die down. When the main part hits, it's going to be a completely different story, Hannah.
And when the hurricane was over the water, it was moving quite slowly. Can you tell us more about the trajectory of this storm now?
Yeah, absolutely. So what the expectation is right now, the storm is down that way and it's pointing basically towards us. It is expected that it's going to make a turn northwards and head up the Atlantic so that the eye of the storm itself will not, in fact, come ashore. That doesn't mean it won't be destructive, doesn't mean it couldn't be catastrophic. It just means it may not be as bad as some might fear. As it turns north, it could begin to strike throughout the coastal Floridian communities, then into Georgia, the Carolinas, even into Virginia. But the problem with the trajectory is, even though we're within the 24-hour period where we're now going to feel the punch, it is not certain. We're waiting for that turn to happen, and it's possible it won't. If it doesn't, this is going to be extraordinarily bad, because it's going to come barreling into here.
David, stay safe. That's the CBC's David Common in West Palm Beach, Florida. Thanks a lot, David.